Hello everybody, welcome to this next lecture on linear algebra. In this video we are going to talk about a very important theorem which is rank nullity theorem. We will prove this theorem in this lecture, and we have already observed this theorem in a video which was I think 2-3 videos back. We have observed that rank plus nullity is equal to the dimension of the domain space for a linear transformation T from U to V, right? So I will write the precise definition of the theorem first, and then we will prove it. So let me write down the definition of the theorem. So it says that let T is from U to V be a linear transformation, and U is finite dimensional, right? Then you have dimension of range space of T plus dimension of null space of T is equal to dimension of U. So this is called rank plus this is called nullity is equal to dimension of U. So this is the statement of rank nullity theorem, right? So let us prove it. The proof is very interesting, I would say, and it is very intuitive. You can without a book you can just prove it. So you see what the situation is. You have, let me draw the picture, as I always tell you that you should always draw a picture so that everything is clear in your mind. So you have this situation that there is a transformation from, this is a space U, this is a space V, right? So you have a linear transformation and you have NT, which is the null space here, right? So here you have NT, which is a null space of T, and here you have RT, which is a null range space of T, right? So we already proved that this is a vector space, so we can talk about the dimension of it, and this is also a vector space. We can always talk about the dimension when the things are subspaces. Okay, fine. Now we want to prove that the dimension of this space plus dimension of this space is equal to dimension of this whole space on the left hand side. Okay, fine. So let us say dimension of NT is say n, okay, and say dimension of U is P, right? Fine. So for sure, because NT is a subspace of U, since NT is a subspace of U, therefore you have n is less than equal to P, because dimension of the subspace will be less than the dimension of the larger space. Fine. Let U1, U2, Un be a basis of NT, because if you are saying that its dimension is n, so every basis will contain n elements. You take one of the bases of NT. So what you have done, you have taken a basis of NT here. Now you know that that basis can be extended to the basis of the whole space, that is U. Now this basis of NT can be extended to a basis of U. Now you see why the theorems which we had done previously, they are important, because this is one of the theorem that every linearly independent set can be extended to the basis. So this is one of the linearly independent set in U, so it can be extended to the basis. Now already it has n elements, so you will add, because the basis of U will have P elements. We assume that dimension of U is P, so you will add elements UN plus 1, UN plus 2, UP, right? So these are the elements which you will add, and it will make a basis for U. Fine. Okay. Now also we know that we yesterday saw that if U is a span of U1, U2, UN plus 1, UP. Now because this is the basis of U, therefore U will be span of this set. Then we saw that RT will be span of T of U1, T of U2, T of UN, T of UN plus 1, and so on, T of UP. This is what we saw yesterday. Nice. Now what is this T of U1? What is this T of U2? What is this T of UN? Can you tell me? Think about a moment. What are these? If you get it right that these are zeros, then very good. This is 0, this is 0, this is 0. Why? Because u1, u2, un is a basis for NT. And NT means every element is gone to 0. So NT is all those elements which are mapped to 0 by t. So t of u1 is going to be 0, t of u2 is going to be 0, t of un going to 0, because u1, u2, un, they are in the basis. Now these 0 vectors, obviously RT is span of 0, 0, 0, and then TUN plus 1, TUP. So we can remove these zeros because they will not matter when you are talking about span. So you have this is equal to T of UN plus 1, T of UN plus 2, and so on, T of UP. Now you see how many elements are there. How many elements are there? Right, they are p minus n plus 1 plus 1. So they are p minus n elements. In this set we have p minus n elements. In this set you have p minus n elements. Now if I prove that this set is a basis for RT, then dimension of RT will be p minus n, because number of elements in the basis is called dimension. So this is your rank, this will be p minus, this is your nullity because this was the dimension of NT. So you'll get rank plus nullity is equal to p, and p was dimension of U. So our theorem is proved. The only thing we need to prove is that this particular set is a basis of RT. Right, now you have this situation. RT is equal to span of TUN plus 1, TUN plus 2, and so on, TUP. Right, this is already a span. So for basis we need to prove two things, that this RT should be a span of this, that is already there. Second is linearly independent set. So we need to prove that. Therefore we need to prove that this set TUN plus 1, TUN plus 2, and so on, TUP is linearly independent. So this is what we are going to prove. So what you will do, you'll take by the definition, you'll multiply the first element with alpha 1, T of UN plus 1, or you can just call it alpha n plus 1, plus alpha n plus 2, T of UN plus 2, and so on, alpha p T of UP equal to 0. Now since T is linear, so you can write it as T of alpha n plus 1, UN plus 1, plus alpha n plus 2, UN plus 2, plus so on, plus alpha p UP equal to 0. Now T of this particular vector is 0. This means that this particular vector is in NT. So therefore you get alpha n plus 1, UN plus 1, alpha n plus 2, UN plus 2, and so on, alpha p UP belongs to NT. Now what is the basis for NT? NT has this basis, U1, U2, UN is a basis of NT. So it means that this particular element is linear combination of U1, U2, UN. So you get alpha n plus 1, UN plus 1, alpha n plus 2, UN plus 2, plus so on, alpha p UP is equal to linear combination of U1, U2, UN. So that will be alpha 1 U1 plus alpha 2 U2 plus so on, alpha n UN. So you get, to keep it together, you'll get minus alpha 1 U1 minus alpha 2 U2 minus alpha n UN plus alpha n plus 1 UN plus 1. Now these are the elements started from here, plus alpha n plus 2 UN plus 2 plus so on, alpha p UP equal to 0. Now can you see what is happening here? U1, U2, UN plus 1, UN plus 2, UP. These are the linear combination. Now U1, U2, UN plus 1, UP is a basis of U. Therefore linearly independent. therefore linearly independent. Therefore you get minus alpha 1 equal to 0, minus alpha 2 equal to 0, minus alpha n equal to 0. We don't need this, but after that you'll get alpha n plus 1 0, alpha n plus 2 0, and so on, alpha p equal to 0. So this what we started with alpha n plus 1 t of un plus 1 plus so on alpha p t of up equal to 0, and you get, we started from here, and you get these constants are 0. It means that this set tun plus 1 and so on tup is linearly independent. Fine. Therefore it is a basis of RT, hence proved. Right, this is how you prove your rank nullity theorem. Now you see, you are using so many other theorems. You are using here that every linearly independent set can be extended to a basis. Fine, here every linearly independent set can be extended to a basis, and then we saw that if u is a span of these vectors and rt is a span of t of these vectors. So there are so many things which are connected. That is why it is very important that you keep on progressing one step at a time, so that you don't miss anything and you have a full view of the course, what is happening at every step. That is very important, right? Okay, thank you for watching this video. For quizzes and for more videos you can visit my site, that is Maths for All. The description of the link is given in the description, and please do subscribe and share these videos